Hello everybody. I hope you can hear and see me well. I'm Miss Wanda. Thank you for making it, Elaine. So what I want to show you is how to make a really neat ocean wave with Seaturtle thing. And for this I already made a Skinner blend with white pearl and turquoise. So what you do, actually, I didn't want to keep you waiting while I was doing at least this one. You're gonna have to wait while I'm doing the next one. But it will be pretty much the regular rectangle of white pearl, and then on this side like a elongated triangle of turquoise clay, so that you'll still have some pearlescence on the blue part, but not as strong as the white part. The other thing that you need is what I cannot find in my... There's a lot of things I cannot find. I think I need to get this thing all the way from top to bottom, this room, and see where stuff is. Remember when I did these things, when I did the show you how to make matrix textures for making turquoises? And actually, let me link that. Okay, so it is... this one. The primary texture, the one before this, you make it using one of those bold styluses, and then from that you make this. And what I always recommend to use for making your own texture sheets, there's two clays. One of them is a Sculpey product. It's called Bake and Bend, to not be confused with Bake and Bond. That is the liquid that helps you glue together raw clay and baked clay. Or Cast clay. Cast clay, I don't know how many of you have heard of it. It's a very flexible clay. So you don't really want a texture sheet that would be absolutely hard, because you run the risk of breaking it if you need to press the clay very hard. But what you need in this case is the inverse of this. So this is the texture taken after the primary texture that is made with little holes. So you want the one that's got the little holes instead. And I don't know, I just couldn't find it. It might be Finnegan might have stolen it. Hi Silver, hi Darla. So what I'm going, and also I don't find the cobblestones in my my makings sets. So I'm going to use this Sculpey. I'm trying to show you, which is so hard. Let me try and put the... it's this. You can find it both in Polyclay Play and in my Amazon influencer store. You can see the style. So you don't want this one that is actually pretty much similar to the one that I showed you, because these are raised, so they will leave indentures in your clay. You want this one where the holes are in, they are like dips in the texture, so they will leave raised areas in your clay. This is what you want, because you need to shave those raised areas in order to get to the blue at the bottom. So what I'm going to do first is to get this through the thickest setting. I might not be able to do it properly with this, so this is to warn you already, but I don't know what else to use at this point. I mean, I can use the little hearts thing, if that might work better, because I showed you before how to do a little hearts thing. Actually, let's do the little hearts thing, because it's going, I know it's going to work better. So I'm going to first get it through the pasta machine on the thickest setting. And this is a Makins, so the thickest setting is a little bit even thicker than the regular other machine's thickest setting. But first and foremost, I need to make sure that it doesn't get off the tile, and then I'm going to put a little bit of Armor All. Also, for my subscribers and followers who watch these, I know that there is an issue getting the original Armor All. This is how it looks like. I can tell you that I've had and used these for the last 8 years, and it's still more than half full. So I know that in Europe, Eastern Europe cannot really get it. It's only in, like in Germany, I think in the UK, so it's kind of hard to get it without paying exorbitant customs. But I am not sure what else might work as good as this one. Hi Sharon, so wish me luck to do this well. There are going to be heart-shaped bubbles, but again, I cannot find my other thing, and I realized I cannot find it too late to be able to actually make another one. So, as usual, I'm going to wipe my blade with Armor All. And on the Skinner blend, you want to have the white very Volda Skinner blend. The white has to be only like a quarter. Do not make it otherwise, and then you get it on the thinnest setting in length, and stack. Don't fan, stack. Okay, so as usual, I'm going from the top, and I'm going to shave all these white areas. I know I showed you this, but with peacock pearl, and for the subject of this specific thing, peacock pearl is a little bit too teal-ish, if you want. So, and I know I've seen some so-called Larimar done in this, for Larimar done in this technique. It doesn't really look like Larimar. Larimar looks a little bit different than this. The edges of the cells are, if you look at my Larimar, for Larimar tutorial, the edge of the cells have a almost agate-ish pattern. I did a little bit too deep here, but we're gonna be fine. There's a few other spots where I can shave a little bit more. And also with Larimar, it's very important, the color is especially important. So that's why you want to do it this way, because you want the white to be like the foam on the surface of ocean water. I know the foam of the ocean is not in heart-shaped, but again, apologies. All right, the next thing that we need to do is obviously to burnish it. So I am going to grab and put the waxy part against the clay if you've never seen me doing this before. And this is not, this is my acrylic block. And first press, and then you can start doing this kind of, actually I'm going to grab the roller and do this. As for the shape of the pendant, you can use round, you can use teardrop, you can use whatever you want. You can even use a freehand shape, but you want your whole thing to be very well burnished, to have the same thickness. And normally what I prefer to do, and you know that I prefer sanding and buffing to resining, but because I want to show you to start with how this looks like, I am going to resin it so you can see exactly how it will look like in the very end. Okay, so I think that now I am pretty much okay. So let's get this out of the way, and this is how it looks like. You see, it's very, very, very pretty, and I tried to get as little hearts as possible by not following, but I still have a few that are there. Okay, for the next part, we're going to grab a little bit of black. Oops. So I have some black clay here. And we don't have to make a big one because this part will be very, very tiny. I don't know why in my area there's high allergy again. And I've been outside right before starting this, so my nose is itchy, my eyes are semi-watering. So I have this piece, let me make it as square as possible. So it is square-ish on the thickest setting, and then I'm going to put a little bit of black that I'm going to make into a bead, a tear-shaped bead. So first go round, and then with your palms together do this, and you'll get a tear shape, but you want it more tear-shaped than this, so a little bit lower, and then you want to get it pretty much as long as this is. So let's get it here. And then this we are going to make into a Skinner blend. And I'm going to work with it on a thinner setting because it's so small. the perfect Skinner blend. It can be dirty. Hi, Lianka. So we got this, and I'm going to cut it in half and then stack it. And then I'm going to roll it with the white inside. This is going to make our sea turtle. You can do it also with brown. I mean, it would be more realistic with brown, green brown, like mix like half a part burnt umber with a full olive, and that quantity make it half and half with white pearl. So now I'm going to change it into a square, and I'm going to reduce it because I need 9 of these squares, and I'm not going to even get the cane squares from Tiny Pandora because this is very small and we don't really need a lot of stuff. Just has to be tiny, 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 tiny. And what I have here is the Seaturtle cutter from Polyclay Play, which is 20 millimeters. That means 2 centimeters. So what I'm doing here is the shell. So you can see how small I have to do it. That's why I said it doesn't really, it's not really worth the square pairs. Alrighty, so now let me see. Need to cut it in 9 pieces. So let me do it longer. So as you can see, I'm only gently pulling. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to get 18 centimeters. So each of these will be 2 centimeters, each segment. Oh, okay, I went a little bit past 18. That's fine. Alrighty, so 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 0. Didn't cut all the way because of metal ruler. And yeah, always get a metal ruler for your clay, because if you get plastic, thank you, Catherine, if you get plastic, it will get eaten up by the clay. I'm telling you that out of my own experience, and this I didn't do proper. I didn't cut right. This is here. All right, and now I need to get my eyeglasses, but this is so tiny. I have a little bit of yellow here. I don't know where it came from. Okay, so we're gonna get 3 rows of 3. I'm going to just get them 3 by 3. And why I chose the pearlescent, because it's going to look so much nicer. It doesn't matter if you choose to sand and buff, or if you choose the resin variant. But what I can tell you is that if you choose to sand and buff, bake it on a slightly domed baking base, and it will look so much nicer, because that the whole thing being domed like this, when you move it around, it's going to show even more of that beautiful mica effect. Alrighty, so we got this, and it is pretty much the good length and almost a good width, so I need to go a little bit and then gently round up the corners. So you need it to be kind of like an ovaloid shape. And then we are going to get all this wrapped in black. Perfect. I might not have enough black. I do not have enough black. Just a second, please. I have black clay. We don't lack black clay. It is and yeah, I've been asked by somebody what I meant last time when I said that you might want to up your clay supplies. The lady was from Canada, so I said it doesn't apply to her, but I know that we do have a US polymer clay manufacturer. The thing is, I do not know where they get their primer, the raw material for it. But when it comes to Cernit and Pardo, remember, if tariffs go into effect, the price will rise. And if Scalpi imports the raw materials, the price will rise on Primo as well. So I suggest you kind of stash up. That's what I meant last time, that you might want to stash up. And any other stuff that you might use, that might be imported. A lot of the raw materials are made in China or India or stuff like that, and again, might be a price rise. Alright, so we have this much, because we need the black. The black will be the limbs and the head, and we need it to be long enough for these. The head is not that long, but the front flippers are. So let's go ahead and wrap it nicely. And no, I'm not going to do the cane in the shape of flippers. Okay, so we do this. We left a trace here where this goes. So we are going to cut on that trace. And I'm going to put a second one just to be safe. Better safe than sorry, huh? And I know that I normally don't discuss any politics on my channel, but this is not politics, this is economy. They are very related, but I just thought in case you didn't think about it, it would be a good thing to think about it. Okay, so cut in diagonal, place it like this, wrap it around, careful not to trap air bubbles, and then when you get here, slightly wrap, and this end will leave a mark on your clay, so you know where to cut. And there we go. Now I'm going to get it nice. And you want to get it a little bit even smaller because you're going to have to flatten it to size, because you have to cut it very carefully. So right now we have this. Yeah. And I'm going to actually cut, if I write this down a little. So I'm going to place this up. Which side do I want? On this side, or I want this side? I want this side. So I chose this, but again, you can choose whatever other one you want. And you can make beads out of this. Remember, I make beads out of almost every leftover clay, if it's pretty. And this is pretty. So it works great for making beads. So okay, so we have this, and you need to make sure that you cut a slice that will be the same thickness as this. So that's why I prefer the sanding and buffing, because even if I cut it a little bit thicker, I can always sand it off, right? So let me see if this is correct. Let me get it a little bit even smaller than this. And I'm rotating as I'm pressing. My hands go like this, my fingers go like this. And as I am pressing, I'm rotating it. See? Okay, and then I can do a little bit of this. Never do this with your fingers because you're going to leave grooves. Only do it only with the palm of your hand. And I guess we are good to cut. The very first one is going to be a bust always, because we have all this wastage here. And whenever you cut round, you want to go a little bit like this. So this is the thing. So I know I'm going to cut it a little bit thicker than normal. So I'm going to cut it about this thick. And then what I need to do is to get it a little bit flattened. And I'm gonna go first with this. You see, I think it's still a little bit too thick. Yes, it's still a little bit too thick, so okay. What the heck? That's from all these things up here. Alrighty, so I have this, and very careful place my cutter. First we do the cutter here. Now if you decide on sanding and buffing, what I recommend is that you cut, bake, and then place the turtle in the cut. So making sure that I have it properly set here. Same distance from the sides and well aligned vertically. And there we go. And now we go here. Let me give it just a pinch of this to make sure that it doesn't stick too hard. And try to, hold on, I need to look from above. I'm trying to look from above as much as I can. Okay, I might not cut it perfectly, but you look from above for that, for this to be inside here. Doesn't have to be the perfect shape, as long as it doesn't go over in the, it can be smaller but not larger. It doesn't have to go over the flippers. So and now let me use a little dowel. There we go. It didn't go much over the flippers, but again, it's hard for me to see with the camera in the way. And we place it nice and tidy here. And we want to burnish it again. It is a good idea to get it just a tiny bit thicker than the base, because you want to be able to flatten it so it will fit perfectly in the and there we go. We have our little turtle, and you want to have it very well. I would suggest that you sand it a little bit using just like an 800 maybe, just to make sure everything is nice and flush, even if you resin it. But you can do other stuff. You can even put a little bit of very fine iridescent glitter in the very end of the white pearl. And remember, Polyclay Play has a whole bunch of these cutters with all kinds of things, and you can do these as inserts with a ton of various themes. She even has sportsy ones. You can make, like for baseball, you can make the background as a baseball court, and then make a baseball little type of cane like I did for the turtle, and put the baseball or a glove inside of it. And also remember that I'm also always using the Chinese UV. There you go, another thing you might want to stock up on. Before when I have stuff that I'm going to bake, and I prefer to do this because when you place the UV on clay that's already been baked, the resin has the tendency to pull up because it's a self-doming, so it might pull on the edges of your clay and make your pieces look like little spoons. There is a way to fix it, and I have a tutorial online, you can search it. But the UV resin can be baked without changing color or properties. So remember, don't do this with US UV resin. Okay. All right. So once it's done, you'll be able to see the pretty effects it has. What the heck is wrong with my UV lamp? I think I might have to reset it. Only goes for like 10 seconds. There we go. It wasn't sensing the piece properly there. But yeah, and you can make a whole bunch of stuff like this once you have the little cane, and on all kinds of backgrounds. See here where I went, my thing was not perfectly positioned, but as I said, I cannot look from above when the camera is above. So it will look very much like ocean. You can do different, you can do a ultramarine instead of turquoise if you want a different hue of blue, for example. But it is a nice technique. And let me actually check with polyclay play to show you all the cutters she's got while we are waiting for this. Supple cutters. Actually, let me get you from the stuff from the start. So if you go to polyclay play, go here, shop all, and we go to cutters, and we go here, cutters, molds, whatever, and we go to stamplers. That's how she calls them, stamplers. Oh no, not this one. Is I hope she has it on cutters. So she has animal, but she has a whole bunch of turtles. This is the one that I got, the by the Seaturtle cutter. Then she has the the bigger one that I showed you in a previous live. She also has this is one of those one of her rolls, like I use the hot one, but it's for turtle shell, and it is glorious. And let's go for see what other stuff she has. Animals, bugs, and butterflies. She's got regular cutters, and she has, let's show more than this, 20 products per page. She's got all kinds of animals that are regular cut, but then she also has polyclay play ones, even cars and other things. So you can see you can do a whole bunch of stuff for Christmas gifts. Look at these adorable gnome cutters. And I will show you probably next Sunday how you can use a whole bunch of scrap clay with various other media to do Christmas ornaments. If you have a whole bunch of scrap clay and not, there you go with the sports. See, she's got baseball, she's got soccer and football and helmets and all kinds of stuff. So you can do all kinds of things. So let's get back to our turtle, and I'm going to change the focus so you can see from close up. Alrighty, there we go. Let me get this darker. There we go. She's all pretty, and I have this always. That side messes me up. There we go. So you can see how it can be absolutely adorable. And you can do it, as I said, in many colors. You can even use a dark green if you want instead of the black. Just simply put a little bit of black in the regular green. And you can put a little bit of green in the black that I used for the shell. Or if you get the roller, you can use that instead of the little. But there we go. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I didn't refocus properly. There we go. And next time we are going to do Christmas ornaments using scrap clay. So I hope I'll give you a lot of ideas, because I know that most of us clayers have a ton of scrap clay. I can tell you I have probably at least 10 pounds of scrap clay laying around the house. So we will do Christmas ornaments using scrap clay. I hope you will like it. Thank you for being here with me. Please don't forget to thumbs up. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe. And yes, I will be coming up with new tutorial before the end of the month. Just as I said, bear with me a little bit, because I'm going through some stuff. And not just I'm going through some stuff, but I'm also going through some stuff pain-wise. So it's a little hard. And please don't forget to use my affiliate links that you can find on the information on my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you so much, and have a wonderful what's left of Sunday, and happy Thanksgiving for everybody, because next week is Thanksgiving here in the US. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and much health and much happiness to you all. Thank you. Bye.